Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of Banishers, and a special early hello to Inner, Caroluna, and also Doctor. I hope that you guys have all had a fantastic Thursday. All right, rather than redoing the intro, we'll just leave the fact that I had to mute there real quick. Otherwise, we're here, and I was just mentioning to them that there's a brand new graphics card driver installed, so if there's any weirdness at the beginning of the stream, they'll help us get it cleaned up, and then it will be okay again. With that, though, there's one other piece of news. Since the last episode, I decided to go back down some of the pathways that we had trod, because now we had the rifle, and I figured that we could get some of those spirit orbs, and did do a bunch of that. A very small amount of experience points, a few extra spirit orbs, just things, no dialogue at all. Except, before, like on our way back, I did find one new activity. So when we hit continue here, we'll be in a slightly different position, because I didn't want to start this until we were live on stream, and then we'll discover this together. So, yes, Faithful Spectre, find the source of the spectral stains. What happened is, let's go over to the map here. This is back in the town, the little, like, hamlet that Thickskin had been setting up. There was a new activity here. Activity objective, find the source of the spectral stains. And as we approached this, Antea noted that the numbers were still here. There's still, like, an issue here. And that's as much as I know, so we're going to go in and now do whatever this investigation or activity is together. All right, I assume... Oh, that's new.
There are still writings on the wall. New ones from Thomas Hake.
Or what's left of him.
Okay, I mean, we will, but I wanted to see if there's anything else. Yeah, so Thomas Hake seems a little bit mad that we banished his love. Hello to Solid Chrome Hickey. You're catching us right at the beginning. We're starting off a brand new investigation here, or activity.
Yes, sir.
So, Daniel, what's new?
I take it you have questions. Ask them.
I sort of feel like Thickskin is the top story. What do they know, and what do they think about it?
What can you tell me about Thickskin Newsmith?
I can tell you I followed her here, and I'd follow her further. Without Thickskin, we'd all be dead in a day. With her, we're the hunters. Without her, we're the prey. Mind you, I wish she'd hurry up and figure us a way out of the shite we're in, because it ain't comfortable.
Oh, I've got some bad news. Apparently this guy does not know that Thickskin is not going to be returning to camp.
Satisfy my curiosity, if you would. What think you of Kate Newsmith?
It's all show, isn't it? Her sister is the one with the real power. Kate's just a stripling beside her. Now, I suppose she means well, but hell is filled with them as meant well, so take no comfort from it.
How are things going around here?
You've got eyes, haven't you? Things are going to shite, and we're stuck in it. Even the dirt has given up. Look at it. Not a seed will sprout. But we won't give up. We'll work the soil till it gives, or we'll die trying.
Goodbye for now, Daniel.
Aye. Try not to die in the meanwhile.
Well, it's a good thing Daniel is a sort of extremely strong individual that Thickskin knew would survive in her, like, New World Order or whatever. It's extremely fortunate for that guy. So, yeah, for Hickey or anybody joining a few minutes in, we're doing an all-new activity. Is there a reason? Do the living always glow like that? I don't know that I've regarded them with Antea before.
Good day, Nellie.
All the better for your presence, Mr. McRae.
And hello to Jab.
Let's trade, Mrs. Eden.
All right, let's.
Okay, now I might trade with her. However, I don't know what I need. Chervil, hyacinth, wintergreen, candles, hoof fungus I have a billion of. Wool, fur, leather, and pyrite. Oh, wait, that's me selling. Sorry, I would want to buy, I feel like. Yeah, we've got some new stuff that we can buy, including that Banisher tea. I'd kind of like the Banisher tea, but let's see if we can do any upgrades. Yeah, I don't... Hold on a second.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Eden.
This is just sort of a general thought on games on the whole. It would sure be nice if I could see what we needed in order to do our upgrades while in the shop menu, so that we would know. So if she sold any Inky Cap, which I didn't see, that'd be great. Otherwise, if we wanted to upgrade our normal set, Sulfur Polypore, I don't remember saying that, but it might be in there. Let's look at our amulet. Striped Wintergreen. Oh, she sells that. Hold on, I'm going to make a quick note here, because I don't want to have to come back to this menu over and over. Let me just grab this pen. Alright, so I would need 24 wintergreen. Just making a quick note here. Let's see, what else do we have? Wristband, can I upgrade this? Yeah, she's not going to sell any ethereal bone fragments. The shipment of those hasn't come in. Nope, I didn't see any metals or nest silt or whatever that was. Ghastly Concretion, she's not going to have. Inky Cap, again, I'd be happy to buy some, and she might have the green hellebore, I don't remember. And the Bane Ring I didn't even look at. So, definitely the hellebore, let's see if she's got any of that. Or translucent fibers.
Good day, Nellie.
All the better for your presence, Mr.
Let's trade, Mrs. Eden.
All right, let's.
Okay, so we are in buy. Green hellebore. Yeah, she sells a whole bunch of this. Now, I didn't write down how much I need, but it's not fewer than 10. So let's buy 10 of those. And then, what was the other thing? Oh, the Inky Cap. She sells some of these as well. I'm saying that I need at least 4 of those. Pretty sure. And then the 24 wintergreens, if she sells them. Oops. Oh my goodness, and she does sell some of the pyrite. As pyrite I have. Copper and magnetite might be a different story. Wait, seriously? She doesn't sell any of the... I guess I would... Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. I went right past it. So, I would need to have 24 in total, and I currently have 5, so that means I want to buy 19. And that's as many as I can buy. So we're going to buy those, and then I'm going to sell something that I have a bunch of, like this stuff. Let's sell 50 of these. All right, now we're going to go back here. And how many of these wintergreens do I have now? I need 1 more. Okay. Before we go...
Thank you for your time.
No, put that away. Sorry. I'm not trying to be a weirdo. Yeah, no, now I'm getting the stink eye. Okay. No, translucent fiber, that's not it. I feel like I have some opinions on how this could be better. So that would be 8 green hellebores for Kate's rifle. Oh, wait. And that we could do now. Yep, so we could upgrade his armor. I didn't see the sulfur in there. This we can do. Nope. Yeah, although we could buy the stuff for that, I'm not as into it. Okay, I saw some more green hellebore in here somewhere that we needed. Okay. I feel like we need 16 green hellebore in general. And if
Good day,
that's too
Nelly.
much, I do feel like we're going to be able to make use of it elsewhere.
Let's trade, Mrs. Eden.
All right.
Where's that hellebore? There it is. I have 10, so I would like to have 16 in total. That should cover all of my hellebore needs.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Eden.
Thank you for your interest, Mr. McCraith.
So yeah, we were talking earlier, I guess NVIDIA is launching a brand new control panel app. It's not going to be called NVIDIA Control Panel anymore. Rather, it's going to be it's just going to be called like the NVIDIA app or something like that. And it's eventually supposed to combine all of the functionality of the NVIDIA control panel and GeForce Experience all into one thing. Hardware Unboxed put up a video about it, and check that out earlier. So just before stream was asking Intertooth and Caroluna if they intended to give the beta a try. Caroluna doesn't like GeForce Experience and likes to run the drivers as pristine as possible, just the driver, nothing else. Intertooth's experience sounds a little bit more like mine, which is I really like to have NVIDIA's baseline on what they say is a good... I really want to do the rifle. I'm going to make sure that we have enough to cover this. I like getting NVIDIA's opinion on what the game settings should be, and then tweaking it from there, basically using that as the baseline. Let's do the amulet, because I do feel like we're going to keep this amulet installed, and I just bought all that wintergreen. And now, probably the armor. I feel bad that this armor is pretty good, because I don't enjoy wearing it, just because of how it looks. But it's a purely cosmetic objection. And now if we wanted to do this, now I've used up all my Scourge accretion. That's fine. You know, we'll take a look at that. Oh, we can do this now. This, whatever it is. All right. I have so many of those. Why wouldn't we upgrade it? The rest I don't have. So let's just make sure that I have my... Yeah, so this ring at level 2 is way better than this ring at level 2. Unless you want to do banish damage. It's better at every other thing. So we're going to go with a more generalized upgrade. And that will conclude the shopping for now. I would like to get an upgrade for that. Yeah, translucent fibers. We'll have to keep an eye out for it. Yeah, Jab, Solid Core Mickey, I hope that you guys have had a good week so far. We've already read everything in here. That was just a quick stop off to do our actual upgrades. But yeah, in a menu system like this, I'm just saying it wouldn't be the worst thing if when you're in if you're in the shop interface and you could like toggle Y to see which upgrades, which components you currently need in order to upgrade something in your inventory. Something like that would be pretty good. All right, so now we're looking for the source of the spectral stains that we found in the cabin. I just don't remember. Well, we've definitely been in here because everything's been sort of rifled through. Riffled through? You riffle through a book. I don't know what you do when you sort of like toss a domicile to take out all the valuables. All right, I'm gonna look around the house here first. Then we'll work our way up the path. I'm gonna find out what spooky ghost is doing this. So, Sorry BTR also started playing this game and asked at one point, like, hey, should you be smashing all the breakable boxes? And I said, well, the breakables don't always have something underneath them. But when they do, it's, you know, I'm glad that I found it. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. Yeah, at the end of the last episode, I was like, you know what? Since we can custom save the game, let's keep the save from the end of the last episode, and then I'm going to go back and walk a whole bunch of the paths that we had explored earlier in the various cases, and just see if I'm able to find any of those... any of those spirit orbs that we couldn't get before because we didn't have the rifle. Oh, this is Thomas Hake. Yeah, he's really mad about his wife. Or lover?
They never
With
learn,
him?
do they?
Oh, hi.
Ooh, red. Poor Thomas. I should have known his spectre would linger.
Well, it's gone now.
Nous jouons tous un rôle, mais le tien, Banishers, est de loin le plus perfide.
Oh no, we need Grumpy again. This is Prudence Hake's grave, and if we listen to it...
Nous jouons tous un rôle, mais le tien, Banishers, est de loin le plus perfide.
Literally nothing. I know a very, very, very small amount of French, and apparently not that much.
My name were Rose, a flower. I became the pitiless thorn. But I did not make the world. It made me.
Rose Newsmith, indeed. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I make no claim on having gotten any, all or even most of the soul shards on the, that we saw in earlier episodes, but I gave it my best. And I figured that that was not really going to have any story content, and went through it and got what I could. And then we already went up there. Okay, that was the activity. Not much of an investigation, just it turns out that, oh right, yeah, that Spectre was kind of pissed off at losing his wife. Also, Cara Luna is acknowledging that smashing everything should be the default in a game like this, otherwise you're playing it wrong. Yes, I agree. And also, I think that Cara Luna made a similar comment in the previous episode about, like, my kleptomania. Just the, like search every aspect, get every last crafting material and stuff. And yeah, because it really is that way when you get to one of the investigation points where you're going to do a relic, you just have whatever you need. Or when you're trying to upgrade, you don't need to buy as much stuff. So this time we're going to do a fast travel. Yes. Because unless I see something remarkable on the map, that is where we're headed. Yep. Yeah, couldn't work this out. I did look around a little bit for the abandoned belongings, but not so far. It might be something that we revisit at a later time. But we'll go to the closest... Oops. We'll go to the closest fast travel point and then push through, and then that will be exactly where we left off in the previous episode. I like people to know if there's any events that happen between streams and off camera. If there was something, like, significant that happened, I think we'd probably record it and put it up for folks. But this was literally just walking around and seeing what there was to see.
Away with you!
And there were a few, like, little random encounters like that for, like, +7 experience points. And then, oh, look, there's a few more, like, hyacinth petals and stuff like that. As Jav says, loot is good. Yeah, I get the most in a game like this out of the story. If the combat's also a good time, which it has been so far, that's an extra bonus. But yeah, if there's some loot to pick up, why wouldn't you? We're already here. We're here for the story, but if there's some loot... My sense is I do not know how well the combat system would hold up at like higher difficulty levels. I do think that like really min-maxing to your playstyle is probably a lot more critical at those higher difficulty levels. And on normal, which is what I'm playing at, it's going to be like, well, you're keeping your gear more or less up to date. It's fine. Wanted to do the slide. Okay, correct. This is where we fought the beast. So our way out is right on the other side of this clearing. Hopefully everything is running okay on the stream. I will say that Banishers has been... It's been an interesting game to sort of like tweak with and try to make sure is working the way that we hope. Because it looks great on the monitor, and I'd like the stream quality to reflect that as accurately as it can.
Look at that.
It's beautiful.
No. Look at it.
Into the Valley of Death we go.
It's interesting that they seem impressed by this as opposed to horrified. Like, this really seems like some Gozer stuff. Giant swirling black miasma above, it's presumably swirling above where New Eden is.
The scourge troubles me.
It's gone. The curse is lifted.
The curse remains. The beast was born of it. A scourge made in equal measure from the treachery of the Newsmith sisters. Worse, though shaped by Thickskin's betrayal, it was driven by Kate's.
I feel like the greatest part of the story is still missing.
The Newsmiths alone did not create the nightmare. Others in New Eden have treacheries to hide.
I wonder what they did to earn such hate.
I still have some questions about Kate Newsmith's girlfriend, Deborah. Is that her name? I could check in the menu, but I'm sure it's going to come up again fairly quickly. I think it's Deborah. We'll go with Deborah for now. So Deborah is, I think, unmistakably the nightmare. Either that or the nightmare has, for some reason, decided to take the form of Deborah. Maybe the nightmare can look like whatever they feel like. Oh, also, I was secretly thinking inside my own head, is this really Antea? Because when we met Antea at the beginning of the game, she was taking a really hard line against Charles about being dead. Death to the dead is one of the things that she said, and was willing to banish him with some level of force behind it. So it was like, would she really be okay with hanging out and being a ghost? Would she even want to entertain the idea of coming back to life based on what we knew about her? Wouldn't she want to just be dead in order to keep the balance of all things? So I was sort of thinking, what if it's not Antea? What if what we're perceiving as Antea is just a different manifestation of the nightmare? I don't currently see how that would be possible. I did hear it, I just couldn't find where it was. Because when we saw Deborah emerge from the Scourge and have a quick chat with what's-her-face, Kate Newsmith, Antea was also present. They were two physically discrete specters or ghosts or whatever the proper term is, standing in two different places, both on camera. So I kind of think that this is probably Antea. Oops. Anytime I see a character like Red, like, slide down a rope that way with just, like, both hands gripping it, just sliding all the way down, I think of people like Jab, who have probably slid down ropes in their life, you know, working in the military and stuff. Probably something that you do during training and being like, ow. I hope you didn't want any of that skin on your hands, because that's in the past. Is there anything else? Oh, see, I thought I heard something. Inner is saying that after 18 years, the NVIDIA control panel is getting replaced. They made a good product 18 years ago that's still updated and usable. 2, users expect a more friendly way, and they fixed that. Yeah, the hardware unboxed rundown of the new app.
Promises unkept.
Very positive.
Covenants broken. The curse has its roots in betrayal. Treachery that perhaps demanded sacrifice.
I will keep my word. We chose together.
I know we did. I know you will.
Jab is 100% saying wear gloves, and Innertooth is agreeing. By the way, Innertooth, I was very busy today, but I did see that you were playing some more Railroads Online. I hope you had a good time with that. That is our first 6 mossy polypores, I think. Let me just check our map. Okay, I'm where now? Sorry, so this is where we started. I guess I went past that or through that. I really don't know. And then we do have something else up to the north. And then it looks like we're probably working our way towards Mossy Watchtower. I didn't realize that we knew where that was. Red has filled in a lot more of his map than I feel like I've seen of this environment. Carolina does not go sailing. Period. Problem solved. I have enjoyed every time that I've been on a boat. I have not enjoyed every time I've been on a plane, only because I discovered a bit late into the process that I apparently get a little bit airsick. Alright, that is a smashable wall, which I cannot interact with. Antea is going to get some sort of like a force punch. There are reasons behind the expression rope burn. Yes, I imagine. It's all of the, like, the abrasions that you'll get from a rope running really quickly across your skin. It certainly makes me wince. Okay, I don't know what that sound was. That was intriguing. The other thing that I feel like oh, hold on. The camera really wanted me to see that. So I'm a little surprised that there's...
This isn't over yet. Get the hell out of there! Almost there.
Ow. Boy, now we're picking up the green hellebore left and right. I don't regret getting any of it, though. Like the stuff that we bought. I feel like that economy is there for a reason, and I have a ton of, like, water hyacinths and whatever else. What I was about to say there is, I definitely feel like one thing that I became more comfortable with during that off-stream session of just, like, let's go back and find any collectibles and soul shards. I feel very strongly like a lot of the plants and stuff will sort of respawn in the environment.
Here.
No way through here is what she said. Yeah, we still don't know how to deal with these ghost buckles. Sailing's not about getting from A to B, it's about the journey. And Carolina says, I know, that's why it doesn't fit me. Driving fits me infinitely better. I do like taking trains, though. Driving is nice, but man, on a train, you can just go very quickly, very close to where you mean to be, and you don't have to worry about it at all. Okay, let me just double check here. Yeah. Oh, this is a new thing, Chronicle Objective. We're gonna go check it out. Okay, the only trick is how do we get up there? And that's what we're... So that's how... This will be a two-way in 1 minute after we can figure out how to tie the rope to it. Killen would like to be able to drive again. Even with a good set of gloves, your hands can get very hot from the friction of the ropes. Now, part of me wants to know if I could shoot that bird, but since I don't have any earthly reason to shoot the bird, I'm not even going to try.
I love how you love animals.
Crows don't count.
I think Harmonious Crow is going to have something to say about the idea that crows don't count. Okay, and here is our shortcut. And that's not a thing that we see down there, right? Yeah. By the way, you guys, look at the shadow. See the shadow down in there of him, like, standing there? When you switch to Antea, the shadow also changes. So it's not just him believing that he's Antea, like, he actually, like, does manifest as her, which sort of makes you wonder where he goes. It almost, and now that I've said it aloud, it would almost be cooler if Antea always had Red's shadow, at least when she is, like, being playable. Because it's just sort of like her inhabiting inside his body for a moment to show him what she can see.
Can you find a way around the locked door?
Guard's log, 12th of October, 1636. So this is very old. It's like 1645, 46 right now? Whatever it is. Enemy scouts spotted south, multiple assaults throughout the day. 30th of October, 31st. First was nothing, nothing, nothing. 2nd of October, still nothing. Seems like a very quiet post. Speaking of quiet posts or like being out in the wilderness or whatever, so today marks the official release of Pacific Drive. Is that the name of it? I have heard very good things about that. It might be a while before we have a chance to check it out, but I saw that and was immediately curious if Samalander would be checking it out. Arthur's unsent letter. October 30th, 1636. Diane, I'm in the doghouse. Ironside caught me sleeping, and although there was no danger, now I'm punished. October 31st. We cannot bury the dead for fear of a new attack. I can see them as I write, lying where they fell, like sleeping wraiths drifting in the mist. All is quiet, and I am afeared. For a moment, laugh not, I swore I saw a corpse stand up and walk. I'm so very weary. November 1st, 1636. My nerves are gone, and coming here was the greatest mistake I've ever made. I await relief from my watch, but no man comes to take my place. I dare not call down to the fort for fear of who might hear me. Signed, Arthur. So he was up here in the watchtower. The fort is clearly something else. In other words, I'm wondering if the fort is visible from here, because I haven't really been looking for a fort. I remember once having a big conversation with my friend HW about, like, would you be able to go man the Overlook Hotel, like in The Shining? Like subtract the ghosts. That level of, like, isolation from everybody and everything for weeks or months at a time. Would you be able to handle it? And part of me thinks that I really would be. Why do I feel like that wasn't the right? I'm pretty sure that I needed to open that up. So let's take another look around, because I bet I'm supposed to shoot at the door and get it open. And, like, I'm assuming a couple of things. So if you had, like, internet, for example, I feel like that's just subbing out one form of social interaction for a slightly more remote one. I'm thinking, like, broadly a lot of isolation, so no internet, but maybe you'd have, like, a bunch of DVDs you could watch or something. I guess I'm sort of curious what the outer limits of, there we go, what the outer limits of, like, your ability to be completely on your own. So I feel like I have a fairly high tolerance for it. But I was also a little bit surprised when he was like, oh yeah, no problem, because he's a very social person, actually. Jab could do it.
Do you need a moment to rest?
I'd rather keep going to New Eden, but I probably need a breather.
Rest at shelter. It's actually our goal, so we are going to rest at shelter. Arthur's military papers. Martial disciplinary assignment, Soldier Arthur Ashton. For neglecting his military duty and placing his brothers in arms in grave peril during their sleep, all his leave is suspended and his guard duty extended to 3 days, by order of Colonel James Ironside. Probably what saved his life, from whatever happened to the rest of them. I feel like in a situation like that, having a daily itinerary of, like, what you're going to be doing, because remember, they weren't just, like, living at the hotel. Like, Jack Nicholson was supposed to be reading his book, but also, like, upkeeping the property, wasn't he? Key to Ashtone's pack. Key found in the swamps west of the old marsh encampment. That is true, but I don't know where Ashtone's pack is, or Ashton's. So, like, if you were like, okay, from, you know, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm going to work, then I'm going to have lunch, then I'm going to do, like, 2 more hours of work, and then I'm going to read or whatever, and you, like, got yourself on a really sharp schedule to sort of, like, structure the days. Because I do feel like if you were just rattling around in there, the completely free-form lack of structure would weigh, at least on me. All right, is there anything else that we want to see for the moment? No, because everything else is outside these walls.
You're thinking.
So are you.
Penny for your thoughts.
I was thinking of Kate. Of her horror when she saw the ghost. Of her pain when she lost her sister. She was desolate, and yet relieved, and terrified. I can't shake the picture.
I don't know what this means, because she was certainly in pain when we were banishing her soul from her body, and also, I don't feel bad about it. I just don't. I don't, given the person that she was. So, I do think that Kate had courage. I think that Kate had more courage than once. I think she's still very courageous.
According to her journal, Kate had had the courage to love a woman, but betrayed her. She must have meant this Deborah. Whoever this ghost is, her resentments extend beyond the Newsmiths. May her wounds heal well.
Sisterhood can be complicated.
She has family. She is a sister. Is that just a reference to the fact that she's going to be alive, that that's the plan?
When all this is over, you can go home and get to know the Duarte twins. Get to know your sister.
I knew a sister. Like Kate, I lost her.
What happened?
When I was very young, I had a friend. She was my chosen sister, and very dear to me. I opened my heart. It was a mistake. I played with fire and was burned.
I'm sorry.
It was a long time ago. I have a new family now. I have found the love of my life.
No, let's not make light. I feel like these two joke around, but let's really cement this bond.
I love you.
Always. Rest now. I have the watch. I'll sit by your bedside until I can hold you once again.
Okay, we have a new ability. I don't know what it is, actually. It's just called Outburst. Oh, wait, it'll say it right here. Antea can release a burst of ethereal power to destroy physical objects around her. In combat, she can push back and damage enemies with that burst. The Outburst manifestation has been unlocked after the consumption of the essence soaking the powerful tie of a nightmare's vengeful avatar. Oh, that's the Scourge. So I have 1 point. What do we like? Spirit Restock. Hitting an enemy with Antea reloads the rifle. Oh, I really like that. I really like this, because that eliminates the whole thing where you ever have to reload the rifle, for me. Defeating an enemy with red restores 10 health points, with Antea 10 spirit points. No. I mean, it's not useless, but I don't like it nearly as much as that one. While the spirit gauge is full, red's attacks decrease manifestation cooldowns by 15%. Shooting with the rifle while the banish gauge is full increases the rifle damage by 300%, but consumes all banish points. That's interesting. We'll move on for now. Defeating an enemy with the rifle reduces the next damage taken by 90%, so it's okay. That seems like a higher difficulty thing, like a real shield that you would get. And banishing deals up to 50% increased damage the higher the enemy health points gauge. So that one's really good. I like removal, but I like the rifle one a lot. I'm not saying that I'm going to use it properly, but the idea, it is very appealing, that you can shoot, punch, shoot, punch, shoot, punch. All right. And we're going to have to learn how to do this. I don't have any spirit points, which is why we didn't even look at those. We'll stop back and see those later. Hello to AJ! AJ, I hope you're having a good Thursday. I don't know why our hands are glowing non-stop, but we will quit.
Come here. I want to try something.
Good morning to you too.
Just as we go, Carolyn was asking, hello to AJ, seriously, I hope you're having a good Thursday. Is the 14,900K even worth it compared to the 14,700K? I unfortunately definitely don't know. I guess it depends a lot on the price increase and your usage. But I know that more cores are not always better if the thing that you're doing...
we can break this down together.
Sure, let me grab my pickaxe.
Just trust me.
Press and hold right trigger. Okay, so it's...
Did you feel the way I tore the veil?
Aye, I did.
And we did it together.
What did I do?
You brought me focus. That's plenty.
Can you do it again?
Oh, I intend to.
Okay, now hold on, because that might be the same thing that we... Yeah, now we can break the destructible walls. Give me a second here, Antea. Or should we just go forward for now and then come back later? Because I do feel like we're on a bit of a story beat here. I do want to see what's behind the breakable walls, but I don't want to sequence break whatever story is happening. AJ, if you have not previously seen this game, we are playing Banishers. It's about a couple supernatural hunters and sort of like investigators here at the turn of the 17th century, the late 1600s going into the 1700s. And their goal right now is to get back to New Eden because they've got some unattended to business. Okay. Sorry, I was the wrong person.
To make you angry.
But yeah, if you guys have any interest in seeing another very, very good streamer experience this game for the first time, Sorry BTR has also started it up. Similar to me, is a fan of games from Don't Nod. Okay, let's bear north a little bit if we can, and then we're going to continue to work. Yeah, see, then we're going to work our way further to the east. I did not previously finish my thought. One of the things that I feel like I picked up on in like re-walking those paths is that enough of the resources and stuff were there yet again that like I'm going to continue to pick up things that I see, but I'm definitely not going to feel stressed out if I don't find every last example of green hellebore or copper or whatever, because anytime that we really need it, we can go through and find more. I feel like this game is not one that's intended, at least on this difficulty, to make you feel like, oh, well, I got it.
Strange place for a stockade.
Farm ground, marshy approaches, like Bannockburn, 1314. It's got to speak the English.
You won the battle, but who won the war?
Dunno. It's not over yet.
Okay, that looks like a forward. I would very much like to know more about that chest that we can see up there. It looks like the pathway is up here. The question is, how would we get onto that path? This conceivably is something that I can't do yet. Wait, hold on. What the heck is that? Did anybody... I didn't see a... Oh, hold on. Okay, some more witchstone. I will again say my personal prediction is that witchstone is witch currency. Oh, we don't take your coins, but witchstone. Yeah, there's a couple things up here, and I might... Hold on, I might be able to get there from here. Now that I look, I think that we can jump across. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, Innertooth was asking which of the processors that Cara Luna is considering has the fastest single core performance, followed by like the most cache. So the two of them are having a chat about that. This, however, is not the path up to that big chest. Yeah, this may not be something that's meant for me to be able to do yet. I don't want to give up too easy, but also I don't want to spend my life here if the answer is Antea is going to be able to fly pretty soon and then she can just hop up there. Hello to Fox! Fox, how's your week going so far? I have to say, I'm ready for the weekend. I also, while we're just running, I got a text from a friend who indicated... So I think that we all remember Ronan saying the other day that his company was being contracted to put this, like, really aggressive spyware onto a company's computers. For all I know, the company that he had in mind is where my friend works. Because now, all of a sudden, that's getting rolled out where he works. It's much more likely that this is simply an unrelated but equally terrible idea from an awful manager who wants to just have eyes on everything all the time because they think that infinite information results in infinite productivity. Or, again, even more likely, hold on, we're picking mushrooms out of this guy's abdomen. Even more likely, more reasons to just turn everything over to AI, since that seems to be like the hottest of bad ideas right now. Outburst. With Antea, press right trigger to use outburst in combat. Hold to deal more damage on release.
Shite, do your new thing now.
Not 100% sure what the camera's doing there.
Ready and waiting.
Now there's a talent I'd love to have.
You'd have to die first.
Now you're playing to my skill set. But yeah, I got a text saying that where he works is suddenly going to get a lot worse. It's not Big Brother looking over your shoulder all the time. We're just going to be monitoring and running metrics on everything you do at every point in the day. And by the way, here are your new quotas. I feel like where I work currently has some protections against that sort of malignance. I don't know that that's true where my producer works, and I'm discovering...
It's close.
In real time that it's not true where, like, some of my friends work. I don't yet know what they're detecting. Ah, here we go. But like we've talked on a bunch of occasions, like Brian, friend of the stream, was directed on medical grounds to not go into work for a while. And my hope is that he gets to go back because he seemed to like where he worked and he liked what he was doing. I also have to say that there's something to be said for the freedom of, like, it is unwise for you to be working, so take the time to rest and relax and recover from your situation. Because at least that's... Just imagine the stress, just the inherent stress of... Well, you like where you work, you're good at it, you enjoy it, and you like the people that you work with, but also now, unless you hit these metric goals, you're going to be brought up on review and written up.
I'm right here, you know.
Is that the sound of a corpse cocking its gun?
And angry. Something hinders them. Something bitter.
Caroluna is saying that wouldn't be legal to do in Norway. Caroluna, I urge you to continue to support politicians or regulators or whoever else that says we're not going to allow this sort of behavior in Norway, because it feels like it's a losing proposition all the way around. I do not remember if I hopped this log on the way over. I don't feel like I did, and also I don't know what that is, so we're gonna go check it out.
Fog, mud, and misery. Reminds me of Hungary in '86. Not Christendom's finest, though, nor was it my own.
You were different then.
Was I?
Those white will-o'-the-wisps, I don't know what they are. I don't know if they're meant to, like, draw our attention. So let's find out if her, shockwave can break up stone.
Wasn't I always?
Okay, this might be as far as we go, because that's like tangleweed or whatever it's called, isn't it? Ivy sore? Oh, well, it's an incarnate thing. Man, I want it. I want the thing. Julian says I'm not very politically involved, but if a side wanted to change that, it's not the one that I would support. I'm going to try to shoot that. It doesn't look like a shootable to me.
This stuff is thick.
I can see just fine.
Yeah. This is interesting that we were able to smash down the wall, come to the other side, and then once we're over here, it's like, but there's not actually very much that I can do here. Let me just cross this threshold again. Maybe this is just a comeback later. Because I can't... Antea doesn't have any range things to interact with that, and we've seen that before. It's like a...
Again.
As invasive as regular weeds.
Yeah, ivy weed, whatever he just said. Okay, let's leave here. We'll be able to see that I didn't do this. It is on the map. All right, let's head south a little bit. Have I... legitimately do not remember if I've been up to this structure yet.
Something's concealed.
I've definitely not been up here. By the way, I should use the rifle in combat. Like,
who could live here?
Yeah, hold on. Let's try this out. Yep. Yeah, the ability to not have to reload seems really awesome. Plus, it does more damage. Yeah, without getting into it, I heard an interview on the news yesterday, just sort of like a man on the street style interview, and the person, all I wanted to say to the person is, if you don't stand up politically for your rights and the rights of the people around you, if you don't vote because you're mad about something else that's happening elsewhere in the country, things here are going to get a lot worse. So I very much hope that you consider the ramifications of turning over your vote to no one. My friend HW has often said, it's an old saying, but he believes in it very strongly. If you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain. Regrettably, a lot of people complain anyway. But you know what's better? Voting. Just vote. Look at the things that matter to you and to the people around you, and weigh very carefully whether or not it's worth not doing that, because you can either vote now, or you may not have that opportunity again. It's not something to take for granted. I don't think I'm... Yeah, it would let me know if I can shoot that. Okay, I can't go down there from here. So we've checked out this structure. Unless the map says otherwise, I feel like we've done what we can here. I can't get to that, and I am a little curious here. So let's go back to the west and then south. Back to the east, rather. Inner says, I vote, not that it matters very much in our democracy. I would still like the opportunity to make my voice heard. There's not always a lot, but it's something, and it's something that can and will be lost unless you fight to keep it. So that's how I feel about it. Okay, so now we can go here. Wait, I went north, and yet I can still go here. But the thing is, I want to do that next. I wanted to go south. Yeah. This may be as far south as we can go, because I don't actually see... Yeah, and what's interesting is that there's some more of that, like, infinifog that only Antea can see through. The murk mist, or whatever it's called. Yeah, no, we can't go down there. We can see that there's cool stuff down there, but... not for us. Unless there's a way down there, but I didn't see such a thing, so, okay. I would like to see if we can get there, since it's further to the west than where we are. And those question marks tend to have combat challenges that are met with, or sorry, rewarded by big, permanent stat increases. And the more of them you do, the better. Inner says we have 30 parties. Let's say one party gets 40% of the vote, the other 29 parties can still be the ruling party. So that sounds to me like a parliamentary system, which is just, it's very interesting from an American perspective because it's so different from how...
This ivy's well rooted in the invisible.
Right? And therefore impossible to comb out.
Yeah. See, I don't have the capacity to do this. If we keep running into, like, ivy blocks, then we might just go ahead for now, and I will plan to come back later.
This talent of yours, how does it feel to use it?
It's hard to describe. It's like an anger rush, a focused burst of frustration.
Okay, I think we got him before they could possess this corpse.
Spectres have gathered around. Why not force them to appear?
No step from the shadows.
Standing by.
Whoops.
This isn't over yet.
I'm out of spirit points, which is why I'm switching back to red. Whoops. Okay, I gotta watch, when I'm attacking one guy, I gotta watch the guys behind him because they like to attack right through. Wow, hold on.
Almost there.
You're done.
Move it, Red. I'm here, damn it.
Boy, this guy does not take very much damage. There we go.
Try this on.
Stop that spectre before it possesses the corpse.
Okay, but I don't know where that's happening. Crap.
They never learn, do they?
Okay, I don't like this. You guys, this might not happen. I'm down to my last decoction right now.
Incoming.
Yeah, so Alpha Tormented is going to be attacking me with, like, ranged
Watch
attacks.
out. Spectre possession.
Okay, but I need to get to him. Like that. Yeah.
No more drinks.
So this is bad for me.
It's coming for you.
Whoa!
So tired.
Okay, first death. There we go. Very unceremonious, just to a "you are dead now" screen. Do we want to try it again? A little bit. Let me give that one more shot, but this one could legitimately be a comeback later.
Gavamaka Senalis.
Can I join in too? I'm right here, you know. Spectre, going for a meat suit.
Did I not stop him from getting into a meat suit? I genuinely don't know.
Standing by.
Yeah, at the moment, just the raw damage output doesn't seem sufficient to make this a plausible fight. Okay, that was just a shot at absolutely nothing. I wonder if there's any benefit to just letting this relatively weak spirit get into a new body and then just killing him over and over, and then we'll have fewer bodies to deal with later. I don't think that really makes a lot of sense. I'm just trying to think about outside the box on how to... Okay, but we're not done, because then like 3 more guys come.
Watch out. This isn't over yet.
Okay, let's really try to stop this guy from getting into a body. Okay.
Get rid of the other Spectre first.
No, can we please hit that guy? Hold on. It is willing to lock onto anything that is not that ghost.
Can I get to this one?
Try another one.
Also, this guy takes 0 damage.
Change targets. Tormented first.
Stubborn bastard. Putting up a fight there.
Okay, so just a quick pause. Up the top right, this entire time it said, you know, more like perfect switch damage and stuff like that. That's how you're supposed to do it. I'm like, all of the damage is actually coming off of the perfect switches. Like, I noticed it was doing way more damage, but I didn't realize like how much. So this isn't just a combat challenge to survive. It's trying to teach you how to make the most of your perfect switches by greatly prioritizing those. So yes, this is doable. I just needed to learn the lesson. and post dodge attack. Whoops.
Look to me.
Slaying of corpses is this hearty? God, you're tougher than
Yeah,
I thought.
that's where all the damage comes from now. I get it.
Get to this one.
Okay, every once in a while, I just get locked on to like something completely unrelated to what I'm thinking I'm doing.
Change tack. Divert your focus. The veil shields this thing. Standing by.
Okay, that was the worst possible time to switch.
Fucking all the fun.
Okay. Yeah, it was figuring out what the, like, particular mechanic of this was, and that second one went a lot better, obviously. So, now I've learned that whatever it says up the top right, that's not the bonus that you get for beating it, that's sort of like the thing you're supposed to be doing in order to beat this. Like, hey, here's a gameplay mechanic. If you haven't used it before, we're really going to prioritize it so that you get more comfortable doing things like perfect switches. And post-dodge attacks. That second thing I wasn't as on point with there. Okay. I also didn't happen to see actually what the result of that was, like what we got for it, but I'm happy to have it. So Creeping Ivy is a big no. We can't do that. If I can get to this, we'll do it, and otherwise, then I feel like we're going to continue to work our way up and over here. Wait, didn't we already try this and determine that I can't get to it? I feel like we did. I feel like we've already said I can't get there. So let's work our way up towards this one then. Also, Carolina likes meat soup. It's delicious, except for all the parts that are rotting.
So, you dislike crows?
Winged carrion eaters. They always bring despair.
Maybe they just follow it.
Interesting.
Marcin Let.
I keep forgetting if I've said this. I apologize if I'm repeating. Another thing that I became aware of during the brief session that I played between streams, if you use the banish attack on like a bone walker that has a spirit inside, the spirit is destroyed. Like if you destroy it, like if you kill the bone walker, the spirit is also destroyed if you use a banish attack. It's not just like, hey, do a bunch of damage. It's also like skip the second part of the fight where you have to then take out the specter. I like it. It's like a really sharp finisher. Oh, that was the smuggler's loot. We just used our key. It's a new weapon set. Let's look at it. So it was this set. Okay, so the good news is it starts at rank 3. Charged heavy attack damage increased by 80%, and I do like to do that from time to time. We get more vitality and more health, but less wisdom. How do I feel about that? Antea punch damage and perfect switch damage. So, and it's a pretty significant downgrade. It's like 20%. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What do we get with this? Fourth light attack and heavy attack damage increased by 50%. I'm not necessarily going to bounce over to this yet, but let's... Yeah, because this only gets the one bonus. It's a nice bonus, though. 80% more damage. The thing is, here's the thing that it like, charges up. Yeah, so that's plus 80% damage, and everything else is just regular damage. So it's got a very specific... Oops, a very specific... Hi.
Need me to give that load a push?
Pushed every button on the controller except for the one that did it. Alright, let me just get oriented here. That's what we got. That was our question mark. What? You guys, I straight up said, oh, I don't think I can get this, so we're not going to try. I'm going to go up here, and then accidentally went to this one. Is it worth then trying to get to this? I feel like I like the weapon that I just got. We'll head in this direction. Yeah, see, the compass... One thing I like about the way that it shows up in the compass is that it's not showing where it is, it's showing how to get to it, like which pathway to follow.
What a hole. New England is well named.
Is Scotland more pleasant?
No. Scottish climate's shite too, as is the food. And the music. It's an awful place. At least, that's what they tell you foreigners.
Wasn't the movie Under the Skin set in Scotland? Or is that Ireland? It's been too long since I've seen it, I don't actually remember. Okay, this, I think, is the one that I can't get to. Yeah. No, wait, that's something else. We're actually headed over here. Okay. I still feel like one of the most janky waypoint systems I can remember encountering in any game is in The Witcher 3. And I like The Witcher 3. I think it's an excellent game, great storytelling. Combat system's okay, but like one of the best crafting mechanics in any game I've ever played. Seriously, I love the crafting in The Witcher 3. The waypoint system, when it was like, we'll show you on the map how to navigate to where you're meant to be, let me put it this way, I'll be interested to see how it actually functions in Cyberpunk whenever that comes up in the playthrough, because it's difficult for me to imagine anything less reliable than The Witcher 3.
Wasn't I always?
It feels like the very definition of when you're like driving and your GPS suddenly says recalculating. And that's what The Witcher 3 was doing. I mean, in fairness, the satellite coverage for Geralt's horse is probably a little bit limited. Loses its signal very commonly. Otherwise, it'd be nice if it was a little bit more reliable. Like, it will get you there eventually, but if you actually try to follow the dotted line, you're going to find yourself going back over the same area as it just sort of, like, seemingly randomly sends you off in, like, little, like, side voyages.
You shouldn't stay in there.
Okay.
Call on me.
Oh, that's Ashtone's pack. Okay, we did it, and we got another new piece of gear. Let's put on our new gear. Let's give it a shot. Also, because this has a lot of green to it. Born of Trees. Damage dealt by Antea is increased by up to 50% the higher the spirit gauge. So if we really juice her up, she can do a lot of damage when we bring her out. We will be... Oof. We're losing a lot of strength, though. That's Red's attack power. Wisdom and Wrath go up. Vitality goes down. Persistence and Spirit go up. Let's give it a shot. Why not? We'll do that. We can always switch back. We're not throwing out our other ring. And we're going to try the new sword set as well. So now we're going to do more charged heavy attacks. And, you guys, I just noticed we're going to be able to upgrade our thing on Tea's strength. But I have to wait until we're at what's it called? Campfire. Okay. We have to walk right past a campfire to get to where we're going, so why not? So I saw this was in a discussion forum. It's not like a video or something like that. A bunch of people talking about Forbidden West, and I want to stress here that the next thing that I say about Forbidden West is sort of like a basic gameplay mechanic that is introduced in the first 3 minutes. It is not a spoiler or anything like that. I'm very, very careful not to ever spoil anything for anybody. In Forbidden West, you can't just carry whatever you want forever, nor is there a limited inventory system. Instead, they found what I always considered to be a really smart hybrid of the two, where your main character, Aloy, can carry a pretty decent amount of materials with her. However, if you start to pick up beyond that, rather than just saying, oh, I just can't get this, she starts to put it in her stash. And then whenever you're at a camp or like you have access to a chest and they're all over the place, then you can refill. What? Hold on. Sorry, I didn't see there was a skill point. Then you can refill whatever you don't have, like basic crafting materials that maybe you picked up extra of before. You can refill that out of the stash. And it's literally one button. I thought it was genius. I thought it was a great, great system. I was reading in this discussion forum that people thought it was the worst thing they'd ever seen. And hello to Lotus Style. I'm doing very well. How are you doing? I mean, I don't want to oversell it that like people were like the game sucks now, but multiple people saying, oh man, this stash system, they really went in the opposite direction. I hate it. I loved it. I thought it was so smart. It was such an elegant way to make sure that you could go around and find stuff in the environment if you needed it. You always felt free to use it, but if you ran low, you could always go back to camp, and surely you've picked up extra stuff that you can just instantly refill with one button press. It tied Aloy, the character, to like stopping off at camp for like a quick rest. You know, she couldn't just like be out in the wilderness forever, or at least it wasn't very efficient. And yet it didn't take a lot of time away. I just thought it was great. Yeah, Carolyn is saying that he loved the system. I was really surprised at the level of negativity I saw for that. What was the other one that I really liked? No. Banishing deals up to 50% increased damage the higher the enemy health points gauge. Yeah, the reason that I like this is that overall it's more damage. You either kill them or you get them very close to death. I'm going to pick that one up because I like it. Killing saying that he hasn't played the game, but he has watched a lot of it. Yeah, and as with like... Oh my goodness. Marquack, thank you so much. Marquack, thank you very, very much for the cheer. Lotus Style is also saying, I love Horizon Forbidden West, and you can also fast travel to campsites you've been to for free and replenish at the other sites too. Yeah. Like, one of the things that I talk a lot about, and this is an extremely subjective thing, and I understand that, but one of the things that I talk about is the level of respect that I feel that a game has for the player's time. And I felt like Horizon Forbidden West was extremely respectful of getting the like the inventory management and stuff out of the way so you can just focus on playing the game and exploring and hunting and scavenging and crafting the stuff, upgrading your materials. I thought that every part of that system was so well executed. Like, as always, there's no reason for me to believe that any one of the thousands of people that helped to make Forbidden West is ever going to watch this stream. But if you see this, please do not listen to the naysayers. I mean, I don't want to discount their experience, but I'm saying that the system you came up with is really, really, really good. Marquack, how has your week been so far? I feel like it's been multiple days. I hope that you're doing well. We were just talking a little bit about... Oh, and hello to Azaric! Just quickly saying hello, hope all is well. Yes, Azaric, it's been a busy week, but a very fruitful week, and I'm looking forward to the weekend as always. It will not be a 3-day weekend this time, but they can't all be, at least not for me. Killen is saying, I also like what they do in the Torchlight series. You have a pet with its own inventory. You can send that pet back to town and sell stuff. Yep. I always intended to go further into Torchlight 2 than I wound up going. And then Torchlight 3 felt like one of those games that I was very surprised that it came out, and then I sort of forgot that it existed, and then I checked back and found that, like, a lot of people were not happy with it. And I don't know why. I don't know what it was that they, like I guess Torchlight 3 came out and people were not enthused. By the way, you know another game that just came out in that same venue? I'd never heard of this. I guess it was in early access for multiple years. It's called The Last Epoch, or Epoch. It's another word. I'm never 100% sure how it's supposed to be said. But it seems like people who like action RPGs are very enthusiastic about that one. How have I made so little progress towards getting here? Marquack, I know that there was new feline friend on the horizon. I don't know if you have one living with you currently. I feel like that's often when Marquack is not around, it's because he's getting situated his latest like rescue rehabilitation. Lotus Child is saying in Zero Dawn, they had a disassemble feature to reduce inventory as well and get 30% of shards in your currency too. But if you wanted to just inventory manage, you could only carry 150 spots in Zero Dawn. Killen has started Torchlight 3, but something more interesting came out pretty quickly, so I haven't played much of it yet. I'd be interested in your thoughts of it. And I did play Zero Dawn. I don't remember being like frustrated by the inventory in Zero Dawn. I just remember feeling like Forbidden West did it better. Didn't realize that wasn't loaded. Yeah, so I'm feeling like whatever, those spirits might be colorful. Like, they might just be for decoration, or there might be something that I can't do yet. And please don't spoil if anybody happens to know.
Go then.
Oh, so we do have an update. Marquack is saying his previous foster, appears to have been adopted. I forgot to send out an email to ask, but the last foster is no longer on the adoption page, which usually means an adoption. That's awesome, Marquack. I feel like you have... I don't know why I started that with I feel. You have a huge impact in helping that move
That's
from...
That's a witch's work.
Could it be Seeker?
We cannot be sure. Tread carefully.
Wait, what is her work? What is Seeker's work? As long as we're actually traveling pretty far to the west. I want to look at one thing because do you guys remember that at one point? Uh-oh. Wait, why does this one say solved? The others don't say solved. Was there something else I was supposed to do? Well, it's got a check mark. There's something else, maybe. I'm just noting that this one has 2 green check marks. There was an additional activity. Let's not worry about it. I'm just paying a lot of attention to the fact that this one says solved. There was a... Okay. We're gonna move past that. There was one thing, an event or like a thing that we could do, and Red is like, oh, I'll go ask Seeker. And then it put a marker on the map like 2 kilometers to the east. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna go there right now, so I'm just gonna back out of that. I wanted to check to see if I've gotten noticeably closer to that, and now I don't know where it might be listed in the quest log. Lotus House says sequels always get it better. I feel like that's much more true than it's not true. But every once in a while there'll be a sequel that really, really just face plants. Like, and again, I haven't played it, but whatever. Hello? I heard something menacing. Whatever happened with Torchlight 3, Devil May Cry 2 is a famous example. Master of Orion 3, Empire Earth 3. Wow, I'm thinking of a lot of 3s all of a sudden. Star Control 3. Wow.
Something feels off.
The veil is thin here. The dead are many.
Lotus Tile is asking any games that we're looking forward to on the horizon. And as I'm answering this, I will, like, throw that out to everybody, including you, Lotus Tile. And Marquack and everybody. Is there... So I sort of want to head to where that, like, is emanating from. That feels like we should be heading over there. But if we can find a few things on the way over. But the answer is, so Pacific Drive, I mentioned this earlier. Pacific Drive just came out today. I have heard a lot of very intriguing things about that, and also been very careful not to learn anything about it. It's a little thing I like to call, well, it seems like people like this, so I might want to check it out pretty soon. But that just released today. That's not necessarily going to be the next thing played, but it's definitely caught my eye. After that, Final Fantasy...
It's close.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out very soon? I think it's before the end of the month. However, there's a whole other Final Fantasy...
Not if you look through my eyes.
I didn't hear what he said. I would like to play Crisis Core before I play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So that's like, I want to play that, but that one has an additional event that's going to happen before that occurs. Now hold
Something's
on.
nearby.
Where is it?
I want to go back to find that Missy Merc that we didn't do yet. Lotus Island saying Stellar Blade and Rise of the Ronin for PS5. Rise of the Ronin I don't feel like I've heard of at all. Like, I think that you're the first person that has used that sequence of words. And it was probably shown off at like a Sony event. I hear whispering. I think. Yep. But Stellar Blade is like... All I know is that there's been a lot of people talking about the main character and how they look. I'm sure that's very interesting. I'm very interested in how it actually plays. That's an interesting sound. We're going to have to go check it out. Yeah, we can't get over to those wisps. Trying to think of anything else. Like anything over the course of this year.
Who knows what lurks in this thing? Let me guide us.
Okay. I don't think I can do this because we can't do the ritual until we can clear the... There's a name for this fog that I don't happen to remember right now, but it's... like the Forget-Me-Not or something like that. It's got something that the living cannot see through it, but Antea can, which is why Red is able to navigate it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this stuff. Oh! I started reading chat. Sorry. Okay. Again, this is his new sword that does 80% more damage with this move, which is why you're seeing it.
Look to me.
I'm not going to do it every time, but I really wanted to get, you know, get a sense for how much more is 80%. Lotus Tile is saying that they've heard good things about Factorio. So we did a quote, full unquote, playthrough of Factorio just a little bit ago. This year. Starting last year. I learned a lot, and I realized mostly what I learned is how much more I have yet to learn. I really don't think that what I did should be called a full playthrough, but I started from a crash-landed ship, and then I launched a shuttle and was allowed to leave. It made me want to start a new map with a new game and like take some of what I've learned and reapply it. That will happen at some point, but not just now, because there's other things in the world. Because like, who was it, Anertu said? Do you want to play other games and do you value your free time? Yeah, it's a... Oh, hold on. I can move this for some reason. B? Okay. So why did I do that? So that we can jump across. Oh, we've unblocked a way. It's a shortcut. Or even not a shortcut. Maybe we can go over to there now. But let's do this this thing here.
Corpses. We could manifest what hides here.
Lotus Tastic is saying, so Lotus Tile is saying, Rise of the Ronin is an hi.
Reveal yourself.
Action adventure open world game. There's samurai with guns and it's crazy gameplay, kind of like a Sekiro game. I like the fact that there's like a later stage. Like, look, he looks a lot less menacing. Not menacing, but he's a lot more spectral than he was a minute ago. Like, we knocked some bits off this guy.
Once more with healing.
Okay, that was anemic. That didn't work at all.
Snap out of it.
Okay, this guy's really pounding me. Wow.
Call on me.
Okay, +1 to all attributes. I will, and we got an elite gem. Is that a new? That's either a crafting material or it's a new item, like a new thing. And I don't actually see that here. Let's look. No. 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 I think it's a crafting item. This game kind of reminds me of Shadow of Mordor. And somebody else, when they were here, said it reminded them of... Oh, shoot, what was it? It was like Tarzan or somebody. They said... What did they say? It reminded them of... Ghost of Tsushima, which I thought was interesting. Because to me, the comparison point that is the most resonant is Hellblade. This reminds me, because the camera's kind of in close over the shoulder, and it has a similar feel to like using the shoulder buttons to do the attacks, and then the parries and stuff. It just, there's something about it that reminded me, and maybe it's just like the artwork in this game is very sort of like raw and cold and bleak. But I'm greatly enjoying this game. Oh, hello. Also, I don't know if we have to charge it up, so I'm just going to try doing a regular, like, tap.
I like this.
Sure you do.
No, this. Being with you.
I like it too.
The teleport attack is very Shadow of Mordor. For sure. That was such a great ability in that game. Like, you could see in Assassin's Creed Odyssey that they had played Shadow of Mordor.
Spectre, going for a meat suit.
Piss off.
Possibly the best use of that ability we're going to see in the entire game. Really good. I was thinking of the similarity between the main character. Oh, and the spirit. Yes. Actually, that's a very, very good point. I thought something similar early on, that it has some Shadow of Mordor with the ability to see the world in different ways depending on who you are. Okay, X marks the spot.
A malignant will is placed upon this, just like the one we found earlier.
Curse or a spell, eh? Maybe Seeker could help us with this.
That's what we're supposed... Because I didn't solve the last one either. Like, what to do with that. So it turns out that that's something that Seeker can help us with. Alright. So from here, we'll continue to work our way up to the east. Travel to the east. Always to the east. Kyoluna didn't play Shadow of Mordor himself, but has watched a lot of it on stream. Shadow of Mordor is very, very fun to play. Shadow of War, which was the sequel, somehow managed to take that and make it a lot less fun to play. And I actually find it really interesting to try to break down why it's so much less enjoyable in the sequel. Because a lot was made about the microtransactions and stuff, but I really don't feel like that's it. I feel like the game fundamentally lost sight of its strengths. I feel like it very badly misunderstood what it was that people liked and wound up going in a much worse direction for it. But it's so strange because Shadow of War feels like on this, like in every way that it feels like if you just read about it on paper, like, oh yeah, this is great. This is everything I loved, and like just more. They took everything and just added it up to 11. But like, there's just something about it that suddenly makes it really tedious instead of enjoyable, or like really not frantic, but like energetic doesn't seem like the right way. Like, I'm trying to think of like what the best phrase is, but it just felt very tedious and samey. Like they added more stuff, but somehow removed any feeling of reward or progression for engaging with the stuff. Notice how I played Fatal Frame when it came out on PS2. It was a good game, but my teenage self couldn't sleep for a week. If you haven't been here during when I've shared this story before, Lotus Tile, same. Big same. It was Fatal Frame 2 for me. It's the only game I've ever played because it was destroying my ability to sleep at night.
Something's nearby.
Where is it?
Okay, we will take a look for it, but this is something that we were starting to explore back when the fog was still up. Carolyn said that I missed a line from him. I'm not playing Shadow of Mordor, I've just now heard of it. I was talking about, oh, Fatal Frame. Yes, Fatal Frame is, if anybody hasn't played it, Fatal Frame is about hunting and, well, not hunting, defending yourself from ghosts with a camera. And whatever that sounds like, it is an extremely tense and like pressureful. I'm trying to think of what the right word is there. It's a very, very, very intense experience. Okay, I feel like I've done one big ass loop. Did I find the thing that I was meant to find? Okay, yes, I've been here. Okay, we're gonna start getting our ass over there. One thing that Fatal Frame specifically, and Japanese horror does generally with things like The Ring, for example, is, at least in my view, introduce you to a vision of
Picking up something spectral nearby.
like ghosts in the afterlife that is utterly incomprehensible to the living. It's extremely alien.
Arrows. Local tribes.
What the invaders left of them.
Arrows.
Oh.
Local tribes.
What the invaders left of them.
Could the words be a butt-clenching experience? Yeah, that works. I have yet to find a game.
That gate down?
There is no way I'm breaking this.
Let's find something else then.
I have yet to play another game that was as nervous-making as Fatal Frame 2. Hold on, I didn't realize that was actually... I thought that was just a, like, peek inside thing. I've never played the original Fatal Frame, and then I did pick up Fatal Frame 3? Yes, Fatal Frame 3, which I then also didn't play. It was one of those things like, oh man, I really want to like experience more of this, and then didn't do it. The shelter needs to be activated. I bet it's right in here then. Right? It's not going to be up here. Yeah, I didn't see if there were a lot of other responses for like what games you looking forward to coming up, if anybody else had anything. Like, oh, the Factorio expansion. I don't really think that's going to be out this year. I think it's probably going to be subject to a very long beta period. But I feel like as soon as there's any version of it that's playable, there's going to be... This is just out again, right? Yes. There's going to be a ton of interest in that.
If we want to stop for a wee minute, this place will do.
Marsh's cash note and sketch. I saw Walter bury something on the path. Bring a shovel. From the bridge leading to New Eden, head north into the marshes next to the glacier waterfall. I'm going to come back and take a look at that later. Like, that might be a between stream project, or it might be... I want to do a investigation of some kind.
Locked from the inside.
Because so far we've done a lot of exploration. I've really enjoyed it, because we've gotten lots of stuff. Is your character Irish or Scottish? Scottish, I believe. Oh, and the year is 1695. Okay, there's... Should I rest? I don't feel like I need to rest. No. Carolyn is a big fan of the Scottish in Red. Yeah, the two characters are Red and Antea. This is Red, and this is Antea. Is that good? I assume that was... Oh, wait. Now we have a shortcut. Okay, so now we can go back and forth. The whole shortcut unlock thing, this game has nothing in common with a FromSoft game except possibly for that. Oops. Hey, that sucks.
Did we miss a few?
Ready and waiting.
Wait, I hear nothing. I thought I heard like a whispery thing, but no. Let me guess, former lovers until her life was cut short, and the spirit cannot pass on until her unfinished business happens, and you probably have to take on some big boss for that to happen. Very, very, very close. We have actually committed to trying to bring Antea back to life by collecting enough life essence to perform an extremely dangerous ritual. Now, whether or not we do that or not is still up in the air, but Red here feels very strongly. This is a very choice-driven game. So you absolutely can choose to say, I want to focus on putting her to rest and to finish up her unfinished business, and that way she can pass on into the extra afterlife, the further afterlife, with a clean conscience and her business done. We've chosen a different path, which is we're going to try to bring Antea back to life, and that's going to mean possibly making some hard choices. Yeah, Red, I'm trying to get in there too, buddy. I don't know how to do it yet. I'll have to look around some more.
Trouble ahead.
But yeah, Antea was somewhat more corporeal earlier in the game. This is a
I love doing that.
recent change in status for her.
Remember the wicked will I felt earlier? The same spell is upon this.
Curse or a spell, eh? Maybe Seeker could help us with this.
Okay, we'd better go find what that yelling is. All of the episodes are up in the collections if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm always happy to bring people up to speed.
Shite, that Seeker. Which?
Take her head! And take her blood!
Go.
The Banisher who died for her novice.
Ah, the witch's novice.
Ho there, Antea.
I've heard a lot about you.
And I you. On my return, Ceridian told me our poor wee Banisher would turn up haunted. A haunted Banisher. Well, it is funny, isn't it?
You look like you need a moment. Can we help?
Thought you'd never ask. Some of my spirit chasers went out. That's how Old Soul crossed the Hem.
The Hem?
The Hem. Where the fabric of the living world meets that of the dead.
Ah, the veil between the visible and the invisible.
Whatever soothes your soul, Banisher.
Rest. Heal. Tell us how to fix the spirit chasers.
The spell is cast. You need only light them. Be careful. Old Mosshead won't have gone far. Oh, I'll sit down now. Good luck. Have fun.
Wait, there were so many other things to ask. Wait, hold
Can I
on.
ask a question?
She's in fugue. Healing.
No questions then.
Oh, I chose the first one because she seemed distressed.
How do we do this?
We light the spirit chasers with flint and steel, I guess. I think.
Okay, we'll go do that. I feel like I missed out on a lot of dialogue. Hold on. Let me look around down here first. A strange wooden figurine found near a cursed chest in the grounds of the old marsh encampment. Here's my prediction to open those, cursed, like, fire things. I think you're supposed to find a certain number of figurines and then put them in, but that's a guess. Also, speaking of guesses, Lotus Child is saying, let the reincarnation commence. You probably need materials, supplies, and proper sacrifices. I think there's an emphasis on the proper sacrifices. So here's how the game has been structured so far. Banishers are supernatural, they're sort of paranormal investigators, except unlike Zach Baggins, they actually hunt real ghosts. And when they find one, they have to determine what's tying the ghost to the incarnate, which is like this material plane of living people. Once they can find that, like what's the reason, what's the item, what were the circumstances of their death, then they can come to a conclusion on how they want to handle it, with the most common choices being like banish the ghost, which seems very harsh, ascend the ghost, which is sort of like gently lifting them up to a higher plane or a more peaceful post-existence or whatever. And then there's blame, which is assigning blame.
We should light the spirit chasers.
What happens if we don't?
Spectre shit, and lots of it.
Oh, Spectre shit. We better get on it then.
We should light the spirit chasers.
What happens if we don't?
Spectre shit, and lots of it.
I didn't realize that dialogue was happening as a result of me trying to go towards that door. And one thing that was established immediately, like the very first thing when they introduced this mechanic, is if we want to get enough energy to have a chance to bring Antea back, it's going to require a lot of blaming. They straight up said, we're going to have to focus on taking human lives. I feel like I'm going back. Okay, here's what we'll do. Can I highlight that? No. All right, well, I'm 20 meters away from one of them. So, Red, the way that I'm choosing to play Red is that he is coming into a lot of these encounters during the investigations and stuff with the mindset of, I need more life energy to feed to Antea so that she can get strong enough to be brought back to life. That said, there's been at least one case where the circumstances of the investigation were simply unconscionable. They were absolutely indefensible to, like, take somebody's life for what they had done. So he was like, nope, we're not going to do it. It's the second time I went up to that specific thing thinking that I could break it. I'm looking for any of the... There's like a ghost bird. Does that count? Oh, is it this? Okay. Okay, that's 1 of 5.
He really doesn't like these things.
I do feel like we're gearing up for some sort of a boss fight with whatever it was that Seeker was fighting. That's not a down. So normally the game is actually showing you, like, again, the way to get to what you're going for, but I don't actually find a way to get there from here. Like, yeah, that's not how these markers are working, so we're gonna have to take a look around. And it's a little disappointing. Oh, do we only need 3 of them? Just any 3? Okay. Well, then I'm gonna head north. Let's go straight north. So you can get to that one. Is that bird in the wrong game? You see green celestial birds in God of War and Ragnarok. Maybe it's a nod. Because that's another thing. The combat doesn't really feel like God of War, but I could see some inspiration having come from it. That's under. Yeah, this is me not being able to go north. But if we go up here... Maybe... I know that there's a different way, but I want to go up the ladder that we found earlier.
I'll get you too.
It's interesting that that door is locked. Like clearly we can shoot at it from the other side. I think it's another, like, you've unlocked a shortcut, an easier way to get around. I just, And now we're just back out here. Yeah, this was not... Okay, let's go further to the east then, and then north. I don't think this is supposed to be hard at all. I feel like I'm just a little bit bad at orienteering. This just leads back up here. Okay, so that's nothing for us. Let's go through here, further to the east. Now we'll go north. Like, all the spirit chases are already done. And that just leads me back here, which is to here. So... if I can get past there, I'm pretty sure I can shoot those barrels and that will drop this drawbridge. But I haven't been able to find a way over there so far. It wants me to note there's something around. But is there really? I step in here. I think it... I'm not sure, but I feel like it's just letting me know that that exists, which is a little surprising given the fact that it kind of does draw the eye. It's a real conversation piece, the infinite spirit fire in the middle of the room. Oh, we can shoot that. Whatever that does for us. Probably drop something good on the ground, yeah. Are you a fan of the Avatar: The Last Airbender show? I've never seen it. It seems like something that people care a lot about and enjoy. I know that there was a live-action movie by M. Night Shyamalan that people...
He's on my side.
...like the show, disliked intensely. But aside from that, it's like Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's something that I know of more than I really know about. Okay. It really feels like there's a limited number of ways to go in this area, and I have absolutely nailed the art of going the wrong way. So we've never been up here that I know of. I started climbing this ladder, and I was trying to find my way back to it, and I said, no, let me look around down here. Now let's go up here and see what we can find. Another thing that's already lit, which is great. Well, there's a urn or something down here that we can get. Basket. It's really more of a basket than an urn.
Useless. Relics of a colony, I'll wager, that long ago failed.
There's also, like, there's some crafting in the game, mostly to upgrade the gear that you have, and it feels pretty non-linear in that there's different gear pieces that will emphasize different abilities or different attacks, and then plenty of materials in the world, ultimately, to upgrade whatever you want, however you want. Lotus Tile is saying they're a big fan of the OG show on Nickelodeon, specifically like OG Last Airbender. Hated the movie, and so far the real-life adaptation on Netflix has not disappointed me yet. I remember Jab was very, very not enamored, that's, like, he very much enjoyed the One Piece live-action show that Netflix did. But again, One Piece is something that I know of. Like, that one dude eats, like, the fruit and gets very stretchy arms, for example. Like I know that that's a thing. So there's one of the things that we want to light.
Something's nearby.
Where is it?
Don't know how to get to it. We are finally pushing into newer areas, or unexplored areas. Doctor's log, October 29th. 7 dead, 5 hurt. Victory demanded a high price. We are weak and lack supplies. We must have more, will be lost. November 7th. 1 dead, 5 hurt, 3 dying. We sicken. A mystery disease strikes the fort. Carbuncles grow and men are fevered. We rot with the land as it rots too. November 19th. The fort is lost. We shall retreat. We'll march to the coast and New Edentown. November 22nd. Strange now to be alone, with the bodies of the fallen and the fort in ruins. My symptoms appeared 2 days ago, and I was too feeble to march. The land rots, and so do I, but together we rot in peace. The silence is beautiful.
There's a path here. Let me.
Oh, don't tease me like this. You can see something cool on the other side of this. It's like a glowy blue chest. I can't get to it. Oops. Ah, here we go. I don't know if I opened that up or just found it, but... More translucent fiber. That's good. That's an important crafting material for us right now. Jab said One Piece, the creator of the manga, had control of the show. He was pretty ruthless on the scripts from what I understand. Hey, if it turned out a good product, sometimes you gotta lay down the line.
Watch out! Spectre possession. Hogging all the fun. Can I join in too? Here's one more.
I'll drink from your skull.
One more to go.
Lotus is saying that they've never seen, never watched One Piece. Okay, is there... So it makes us think that if we go over to the east and then bend south, there might be another spirit catcher. Spirit chaser. Nope, we've been in here. Where is it? So there's... One of them is... Oh no, I thought there was one like 13 meters away, but... Which one is it referencing here? Light the Spirit Chasers. Like, we're right on top of it. It looks like it should be right over here. Oh, it's that one. Right. So... Well, I guess we can shoot this guy down. Yeah, I guess the other thing that I know about One Piece is that there's like 1,000 episodes of it or something, or like 1,000 issues of the manga. Like not me making up a number. Like actually, no, seriously, this thing's been going on forever. It's a massive, sprawling epic of a story, and to try to get all of it is not feasible by most mortal minds. And yet, people still really like it. I want to get that one. I want to go up under the roof. How do we think that we'd get there? Probably over here. So let's follow this around a little bit. Then again, this might just go down. Yeah, this is actually really far down. Okay, let's follow this south and see if we can, like let's go to this point of interest. Because the thing I like about marking that is that it is going to, the map should, the compass should lead us in a good direction to get there. And then we'll have more information to go on. I'm already going in the opposite direction. Go. A bit over 1,000, I believe, says Jab. Are we... He was very hesitant to go for some reason.
I'll get you too.
April 6th. After several days of resistance, the fort remains. This last week, attacks on the frontier came quick and hard. The savages took many brave soldiers down, but we remain strong. Native people of these lands are of high courage and resolute. As a soldier, I admire them. I wish only that they would understand our purpose to bring them salvation. I have no doubt they will make the finest Christians once they are defeated. Scouts report they come in numbers. I need reinforcements and count on the participants of all the colonies. At issue is, I don't know how many of those dolls we're supposed to find. The ones that I think are to unlock the fire.
There's a lock. I'm gonna need a key.
I am never gonna find my way back to this chest. Even if I find the key, I will search for 800 hours and not be able to find the specific path that brought me there. But that feels like that. Okay, so we'll continue around and south here. This feels like the most maze-like area that we've been to in the game so far. And I feel like if we continue to unlock shortcuts, this will be a lot easier to move around and through. If anything, what I'm thinking in my head is like, I've made some bad decisions about where I went first that elongated the time that I was supposed to spend here. Because I didn't look for and find the shortcuts so that I could, like, go both ways.
Turn and flee! You cowards!
Change targets. Ready and waiting. Get rid of the other Spectre first. Ask for help if you need it.
What is this? This seems bad. Like a spirit boneyard.
Is that them all?
Don't count on it.
That one next?
That one next.
You be next.
Lotus Tile's gonna go make some dinner, but be lurking and listening while cooking. Thank you very, very much for the lurk. And hello to Ronan.
I'll get you too.
Ugh, wisp and fist.
This should be enough.
There. Witchcraft is easy. I don't know what the fuss is about.
I'm sure your witch friend would agree.
I think I'll just tell her we're done. What wasp crawled up that spectre's arse and stung him angry?
A lost battle? A betrayal? Cowardice in the ranks? Who knows?
Okay, I just wanted to...
I know.
Well, hold on. That seems like a whole thing. My friends and comrades lie about me, dead. The quiet cold engulfs me. I watch the water and think of home. We were glorious once, now we are carrion. We should never have come to the bloody fort. Okay. I am absolutely going to go on my way back to Seeker, who is over here. I just wanted to look up and around here. It worked really hard to get here. There's an interesting sound about, and I don't know what its source is. This is just down. I also, like, the white hummingbird. I don't know if I'm supposed to recognize that, or if it means something to me right now. Ronan says, I see talk of that Netflix Avatar bug, hearing mixed things on it, which honestly is better than what I expected. Yeah, Lotus Tile was saying that they've greatly enjoyed it. If I have characterized it properly. There's that one drawbridge I kept hoping that I would find my way around to so that we could shoot it down. It seems like a pretty significant shortcut.
As blind as a bat here.
Not if you look through my eyes.
Yeah, see, I won't be able to shoot that buckle up there until Red can see in this area. Boy, I'm looking forward to the weekend. The week has actually gone by really quickly, which is nice. But as always, just looking forward to some time away from work. That's everything for over here. So, the spirit murk is coming from over in this direction. And really we just have to find those stalagmites and we will... Is this a breakable, do you think?
I love doing that.
We'll probably... Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll pick up whatever's here. Oh, it is right there, the source of the disruption. Seeker's going to be so proud of us when we meet her again in, I don't know, 3 to 6 weeks. Cleared out all the spirit stuff. Oh.
think you could take on a ghost?
Die, you bastard!
Be next.
That thing Seeker was fighting. Who do you think he was?
He looked like a soldier. Maybe this was his fort.
Ronan is saying that he doesn't have to work this weekend, so he's ready for some weekend. That's awesome, Ronan. I'm very glad that you don't have to work this weekend. I hear whispery stuff. It's always... There's a few different forms of whispery stuff. Also, like, I'm not supposed to shoot that bird, right? Oh, there it is. Found it. There might be some other stuff that we couldn't interact with before on the way in with Antea. So in the last episode, I randomly started a sentence and then plot happened. And I even said, this is going to be a case where I forget to come back to this. Partly that's because it's not super important, but since we do have a few moments here on our way back to Seeker, what I was starting to say is I find it amazing that no matter where you look at footage, like videos or whatever, of Matt Mercer, he is always like the exact same dude. He's always thoroughly engaged, interested in what you're talking about, interested in whatever the topic is, gracious to other people with his time, effusively complimentary of the other people that he works with and people that he doesn't work with, but he just like admires their efforts and stuff. I say, why not like this, right? And it's just the thing that suddenly brought this to mind is just randomly on YouTube. Oh boy, YouTube. Well, at least randomly here on YouTube, it served up a video, and one of the videos was actually like footage of Matt Mercer presenting in what I assume is his dining room, the news to the other people in his RPG group. Hey, they want us to come in and do our live action like RPG thing on Twitch. They're going to turn on some cameras and like people would be able to watch us. And they were talking about it. Like it was a whole conversation about like, are we going to like start up a new game? Is it going to be a new campaign and new things? He's like, well, I thought about that. And they said that we could, but I don't want to lose what we have. And what really struck me is that the Matt Mercer
Ivy blocks the path
of pre-Critical Role fame was indistinguishable from Matt Mercer today, like if you see him in an interview or something like that. Now, let me be clear. Matt Mercer's a human being. He's just a regular person. And just like any regular person, he's going to have days where he's stressed out. He's in a bad mood. He's not feeling well. He's very busy. He got some like stress in his life and he has to find some way to work that out. And he probably doesn't want to talk to you. By you meaning me or whoever, just some rando that walks up to him. Surely in the real world, this guy has to occasionally be a little bit brusque, a little bit short, a little bit dismissive, because nobody's just like Jesus, right? Like, there's got to be some... I'm just impressed by the fact that for as long as this guy has had a camera pointed at him, he always manages to make himself feel, oh, that's what they're talking about. Yeah, I can't go up there. Okay, well, that settles that. And that's just what I was thinking about in the previous episode when I started to say something about, like, Matt Mercer. I'll also say this. It is a personal goal of mine that I never, ever meet anybody from Critical Role. I want to admire their work and their creativity from a very great distance. They say, never meet your heroes. I am content to admire their work from very far away. I do not want to have an encounter with one of these people where I come off like some obnoxious
Seeker's vanished.
Fanboy or whatever.
She's over there.
Wait, did you guys not hear that? Red said, oh, Seekers vanish. She does that. And Antea just goes, wait, she's right over there. Wait, where is she? No, there she is. Found her. Hello to Samalander. Samalander, I hope that your week's been going okay as well.
Did I see you talking to a crow just now?
Yes and no. All ready to go then? Good. She's waiting for you.
Go where? To see your mistress?
Ceridian, yes. In a boat. It'll be fun.
No, we're going to New Eden.
The nightmare's grip on the world is too strong. The fog is too thick. You cannot enter its stronghold. There's no way back to the meeting house. Not yet. And not without help.
We've done fine on our own so far.
You're dead. Maybe you're not doing quite as well as you think.
You're blunt, but I take your point. We'll talk to Ceridian before we move on.
That's better. Follow me. Careful. Don't rock the boat.
Have we far to go?
How far is far? Don't worry. You'll be safe.
Safe?
The mire is home to many angry spirits. But my mistress keeps them quiet. Dead quiet.
That spectre you fought looked like a harvester.
Okay, actually, based on the time that we have, I think that this would be a really good point to actually call the episode, because it looks like if we're going to go into another whole story point. We didn't get to do an investigation this time, but that was a lot of exploration and stuff, and it was a very long day, so I do think that we're going to call it here for this episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me for Banishers. We will see you again hopefully over the weekend for sort of the next thing, and pick up the story right where we're leaving off here. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night.